Hello there, welcome back to Technical Alphas. Today I'm going to be handling a school grading system in Java. Different marks awarded different comments. So please watch the video to the end and don't forget to subscribe. The channel name is Technical Alphas. So let's get started. The first and foremost thing, you have to open up your NetBeans IDE. Then come to File, New Project, Java Application. Click Next. Let us name this school, or let's say grading system. Grading. Let's call it grading. So if you're done, come and finish here. Now we are going to start the real code. So let's remove this. This system will be allowing user input, so the first thing we have to do is to import a scanner. So import java.util. Scanner, then we terminate. Then the first thing here we have to do, we have to name our scanner. So we have to say scanner, let's name it input equals to new scanner, open brackets, system dot in, then come outside and then terminate. So this is how we name our scanner. Our scanner has been given a name input. You can name it anything, but for my case I've called it input. So the first thing we have to do is to ask the user to input what? To input the marks that are going to be graded. So let us have our marks variable, which is an integer mark. Then system dot out dot print ln enter mark. So now the mark is entered. Enter mark. So now the mark is entered here. Now we have to allow the user to input the mark. So what we have to say, mark is equal to the name of the scanner input dot next. Then our mark is of a data type int, so dot next int. Then we terminate. Now the user will be allowed to enter the mark. So let's run this and see. If you run this project here, you will see that it will be printed, please enter mark, and the mark will be able to be entered by the what? Now it's here, enter mark. So you can enter a 20. Then press enter. The system will close. Come back here. Let's reduce this. So now we start our if statement. So if mark, which is our variable, is greater than 80, is greater or equal to 80, and the same variable mark, like this, is less than or equal to 100, something should be printed. So if someone is between 80 to 100, something should be printed. So it says system dot out dot print line grade A. This is grade A. Then we terminate. So for this case, if the mark is between 80 and 100, it should be grade A. What if the mark is below 80? What should be done? So let's first run this and see whether it will be printed. So here mark is 86. If we press enter, then grade A is printed. So which means this is working. This is working. So how about if it's below 80? Then we come to the next condition. So we'll say else, small letter. So else if mark is greater or equal to 75 and the same mark is less than or equal to 79. So this is another condition and something should be printed. So let's press enter like this. So now we say system.out.print. Now there has to be grade B plus. So let's copy this. Then paste it here. Now this is grade B plus. So if we run this, it should give us a chance. So if system.out.print line grade B plus. Oh, this was 74. Let me change. 74 is below 75. So if you run this again, it has to be 75, between 75 and 79. So I'll put something like 78. If I press enter, to give us a grade B plus. So what if it's also below 75? So let's copy this. Control copy and paste it here. So if the mark is greater than 70 but less than 74, so this should be just B, not a B plus. It should be a B. Then we should repeat the same story. If the mark is in 60s, so here if the mark is 65 and less than 69, this should be a C plus, capital C. So we should repeat the same story here. So if the mark is from 60 to 64, this should be a C. And enter, paste again. If the mark is between 55 and 59, so this should be a D plus. A D plus. Then we paste again. If the mark is between 50 to 54, now this should be just a D. But what if the mark is between 0? If the mark is between 0 and 49, or if the mark is less than 49, then you would have failed. So we say, else if mark is less than 49, this would be grade F. You would have failed. Or we say, let's say, failed. But what if someone enters 101 plus, which is not recognized by the system? So what we have to get that as default. So we say else. Let's be our default. So here we'll say